So when you subscribe, you load data into your SIM card or whatever that you use to connect to the internet, and you want to use it to search something on, you want to use it to search for Google or anything else. I will practicalize that, but understand this session first. So what happens is that there is a request from your browser going to the internet service provider, which is known as the ISP. This is the internet service provider. Then that internet service provider is going to carry down your request, which says Google. Remember, you just type Google in the browser. So that internet service provider is going to take that request straight up to domain name system. Domain name system is like a server system that is meant to manage domains. Remember, websites are being hosted on domain. So, and every domain, every website owner has their domain name. Domain name. Okay, yeah. Let me put it that way. Like, let me say Google. Google has its domain name, google.com. Facebook, facebook.com. So those are their domain names. You understand? And these are lots of domains. Okay. So after this ISP has received your request that you're searching for Google on your browser, it immediately sends it to this what the domain name systems that host different domains. All right. So what's going to happen next is that it's going to search through each domain. Remember, this is the server system, and the domain is being stored in the server system. All right. So it's going to search through that server system for Google. All these things I'm saying happen between a twinkling of an eye. Can you see where I'm twinkling my eye immediately? Is especially for those faster systems. As I'm blinking my eye, it happens immediately. Immediately you type Google and you click enter. Before I finish blinking my eye, open it, it gives you a result. So this is what happens on the back end. Alright? What really happens on the back end is that, first of all, remember I said it goes from your client browser to the ISP, the internet service provider. From the internet service provider, it navigates it down to the domain name systems. The domain name system will now go and search for it where it is located on the server. Is that clear? So that is how the internet works. Now the internet is not just a straight line. It is, there are underwater cables. What I mean by cables, fiber optic cables that can be used to transmit data within split seconds. Are you with me? Remember, there's a time that MTN had issues in Nigeria. They were trying to say for over a week there was no network. You could barely have network. And what was the next information the government was bringing at hand? The government was saying they needed to work on underwater cable. There was a faulty underwater cable in the sea, and they needed to work on it. So without this cable functioning, those cables is what is called the internet. They cut across all the countries of the world. Every country has it. Okay, and it's the internet service provider that does what communicates with those cables. So those cables are known as what? The internet. Alright, they are fiber optic cables that transmit data within split second. So the essence of you buying data is to communicate with what? Internet service provider that links you with what? The internet. Alright, so I will be ending it right here for this particular session. We've talked about how the internet looks like, understanding the internet. Before you begin your journey as a web developer, first of all, you need to understand how this internet works. If you don't understand how the internet works, man, it's just like saying you bought a car and you don't know what really happens, what makes the car to move. Okay? You don't even know that when you throttle the car, it moves, and when you apply the brake, it brakes. Sorry, let me do something right now. Okay. Yep. I'm back. Like I was saying earlier, I was saying that Where did I stop, man? I stopped at the underwater cables, right? Good. So, the essence of you subscribing or getting data for your phone, for your whatever device you're using to surf the internet, the essence of you doing that is to communicate with the ISPs, internet service provider. You know, we have different internet service provider. We have MTN, Glo, Airtel, blah blah blah. You can mention them. So what really happens when you communicate with the internet service provider? It is the internet service provider that links you directly to the internet. That's why if you don't have data, you can't surf the internet. So having this basic knowledge of the internet will guide you as a web developer in the system. All right. Remember, it starts gradually. Okay. So it's a nice one if you have a good knowledge of how the web works, of how the web looks like. Okay, so the web is just a combination of servers, the internet, and the client system. That's just what the web is all about. The web is not only the internet, servers, internet, and the client system. You can access the web when you have these three things available. All right. So in the next video, we'll be tracing something very important. So I'd like you, if you have some questions, if you have questions, you can ask them in the comment section. And also, if you are kind of confused about what has been said, you can watch the video again. And if you like more of this content, you can hit the subscribe button, like the video for subsequent videos that will be coming up, teaching you how to be a perfect web developer. Alright, catch you in the next video.